What are you supposed to do when you get into an accident?
No, we just merged. We just merged and we
Face
hit
the
each
truck.
other.
Face the truck.
I'm in a job and now what?
Face the truck.
Come on, dude, really? I got nothing on me.
Why are you leaving the scene of an accident?
No, I'm on the highway. The truck keeps hitting me.
What do you mean on the highway? Yeah, state police. Yo,
Don't handcuff me.
listen,
Please don't handcuff me.
relax.
I've been on the job 27
Dude,
years.
relax.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Junkyard News. And in today's video news story, we have a judge who has just smacked a cop and stripped him of his gun after he was arrested in a case of harassment and stalking. This officer, who is no stranger to violations of the law, has a very checkered and troubled past. And now his police chief says he no longer can work because he is without his needed sidearm. Let's get into the story. Norwalk Police Officer of the Year stripped of gun after seen on video stalking couple. A former Norwalk Police Officer of the Year was ordered by a judge to surrender his gun and all ammunition during his arraignment on allegations that he stalked and harassed his ex-wife and her new boyfriend. During the hearing before Superior Court Judge William Holden, Police Officer Hector Delgado's lawyer urged the judge not to impose a protective order on his client that would require him to surrender his firearm. His attorney urged the judge to instead order that the officer, as his condition of release on bond, be allowed to carry his gun, but only while on duty. Yeah, like if he's going to do some harm, that's going to stop him. Now, the officer's attorney claims that he spoke to the chief of police, and while he was not reassured that his client would be immediately returned to duty because he is on administrative leave pending the internal investigation into the incident, he did make it clear that there was no chance the officer could return if he was not allowed to carry his firearm. Now, his attorney tried to claim to the court that Delgado, being a great officer, had just been awarded the department's Officer of the Year award. However, the Norwalk police chief, who declined to comment on the story and the case, did say that Delgado received the recognition but several years ago. The officer's attorney also told the court that he has agreed to have no further contact with his ex-wife, with the exception of court hearings, because the officer is still involved in an alimony dispute. Now, the supervisory assistant state attorney urged the judge to impose the protective order, especially with the caveat of Delgado surrendering his firearm. The state's attorney begged the court, this is a family violence case, and just because he is a police officer, he shouldn't be treated any differently than anybody else facing these type of charges. He should not possess a gun. Eventually, the judge agreed and denied the defense's request. But this was not the officer's first potential violation of law. You see, Delgado was arrested for at least a third time during his career when he turned himself in to the Bridgeport police to be charged with third-degree stalking and second-degree harassment after an investigation into the complaint filed by a woman and her new boyfriend, according to Bridgeport police, and an arrest warrant. You see, Delgado is accused of repeatedly harassing the couple by driving by the man's Bridgeport home, making derogatory comments towards them, and giving them both the middle finger. The couple told investigators there had been multiple incidents, including one that was captured on a neighbor's home security video. Now, Norwalk police said that Delgado was placed on leave after his arrest. Now again, this is not Delgado's first arrest or first trouble with the law since he became a cop. You see, back in 2019, Delgado was accused of driving drunk and crashing on the interstate.
So what are you supposed to do when you're at the scene of an accident?
The truck kept going.
The truck pulled into Midas. He followed you.
Hey, can we not?
Relax.
I'm claustrophobic. I'm very claustrophobic. I'm very claustrophobic. I would do it. Don't handcuff me. I would do it.
Dude, listen, if you keep tensing up, I'm going to put you on the ground. I don't care if you're on the job. I don't. No.
Listen.
Relax.
Listen. Just don't handcuff me, because I'm very...
You're going to get handcuffed, okay?
I'm very handcuffed. No.
What did you just say?
No, listen, puppy, don't... I don't want to...
Get on the ground.
No.
On the ground. On the ground, I just said.
No, what?
Nope, sit there.
I'm a 27-year veteran.
You tell me that one more time, and you're really going to just test my patience, okay? I hear you're a 27-year veteran. You got into an accident and you left the scene because either you've been drinking or something else is going on.
I was drinking. I was. You're right.
Sit on your tailgate. I'm not telling you again.
I was drinking. I was
Sit.
drinking. Relax.
How many times? First I'm going to ask you, then I tell you, then I make you.
Okay.
This is uncalled for.
Okay. Okay.
Can I call your captain?
Captain Calamars.
And say what? What would you like me to tell him?
He's not here.
That you evaded the scene of an accident and that you attempted to leave the scene after you were almost stopped by the police and that you fought with us. Is that what you're on yourself?
That flew right over it.
After I got behind you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Just sit there. Where are you coming from, man?
Softball. Police softball game.
And you're leaving the scene like that?
Yes,
Because why? Because you had a couple of drinks?
Yes.
Dude, you think that I would have given you a problem if you stopped and got into an accident and you were cordial about it?
That we both merged through it right at the same time.
Okay, but you left the scene.
I didn't think it was. I didn't.
You know what I mean? You put yourself in this scenario. You're right. I just called for an evading that this gentleman had followed the evading vehicle on the Midas. Yeah. Listen, you're not in this conversation. Okay, so you're just going to shut your mouth and you're going to sit there. This gentleman followed him. There was a collision up on the highway. He followed him into Midas. So as I was pulling into Midas, he told me, he said, it's silver SUV that just pulled out. I saw it. So I went and went to track him down. This guy's being uncooperative. He's on the job.
What can we do for you?
Well, I got to find out who's the other car involved.
The 6-inch thing. I can't do it. I'm overweight. I can't do it. Turn off his truck. I tried to help you out. Turn off his truck. I'll do it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Lost your opportunity. Can you give me a chance? Nope. Can you give me a chance? Can you give me a chance?
Relax.
Do what they tell you to do.
Can I do it, please?
You had your chance, man. He's got you on
Can
camera.
I try it again,
You gotta
please?
do
Can I
what
try
you
it
gotta
again?
do. Just go through with it, man.
But eventually the charges were dismissed against him after he was granted 2 pretrial probation programs. Those are programs where if you do what the court tells you, they'll dismiss the charges once you complete your instructions and the orders of the court. The judge granted him accelerated rehabilitation on the charge of interfering with police officers and the alcohol education program for his drunken driving charge. A judge also dismissed the charge of illegally carrying a firearm while under the influence after his attorney argued that there was no evidence whatsoever his client was carrying a gun at the time of his arrest for the DUI and crash. The charges stemmed from an incident when police said the officer sideswiped a truck on an interstate and then fled the scene. He was later found to have a blood alcohol content twice the legal limit. Now, during that arrest and in the body cam video, you can hear Delgado constantly begging for special treatment, begging not to be handcuffed. On numerous occasions, you can hear the term on the job. Now, on the job is code for I'm a cop. That's what they say when they don't want to be caught on video saying I'm a cop and trying to get preferential treatment. They say, I'm on the job. It's all code words. This body cam footage shows that Delgado pleaded with the state trooper not to arrest him. The footage shows the trooper warning Delgado that he would be taken to the ground if he continued to tense up and not allow the handcuffs to be placed on him during his detention. But Delgado repeatedly asked not to be handcuffed, and the exchange set off a tense few moments before the trooper actually had to bring Delgado to the ground. The troopers did, however, give Delgado an opportunity to avoid his arrest by completing a field sobriety test. However, Delgado was arrested when he failed to complete the one-legged stand portion of the test. Once the troopers on scene had enough, they decided to place him under arrest, at which point he claims that, I'll do the test now, but by that time, it was too late. The troopers had lost all patience. And in that incident, the chief had suspended Delgado for 5 days after he saw the video. Before that, he was suspended 3 days for incompetence, unbecoming behavior, and violations of the rules. A few years later, he was suspended 5 days for violating and failing to conform to departmental rules. The next year, he was suspended 10 days for unbecoming conduct. And 3 years after that, Delgado was ordered to undergo counseling for instances of insubordination and neglect of duty. Now, in Delgado's personal file, which only dates back to 2003, it does not include a 500-day suspension he received after he was charged way back in 1996 with third-degree sexual assault and unlawful restraint. You see, a 28-year-old woman accused the officer of groping her during a traffic stop, but eventually a jury did not find her credible, and he was acquitted of all the charges. So here we have another officer who's got a history of bad behavior and now has been arrested for stalking and harassing his ex and her new interest. And I have to give props to the judge in this case, stripping him of his gun. This officer, with his history, cannot be trusted. Comment what you think below. Thank you again for watching this episode of the Junkyard News. Be careful, people, or the next video we show on this channel, we could be highlighting a video involving you in the next one. Thanks again.